Okay, we'll listen to the European one instead. So, I mean, JVT is coming a bit later.
Of EMA. Mrs. Cook, please.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Heine.
Bim, guess
Good
what?
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us again for this press briefing. First of all, I want to start by stating that our Safety Committee, the Pharmacovigilance and Risk Assessment Committee of the European Medicines Agency, has confirmed that the benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine in preventing COVID-19 overall outweigh the risks of side effects. COVID-19 is a very serious disease with high hospitalization and death rates, and every day COVID is still causing thousands of deaths across the EU. This vaccine has proven to be highly effective. It prevents severe disease and hospitalization, and it is saving lives. Vaccination is extremely important in helping us in the fight against COVID-19, and we need to use the vaccines we have to protect us from the devastating effects.
Okay.
The Prague, after a very in-depth analysis, has concluded that the reported cases of unusual blood clotting following vaccination with the AstraZeneca vaccine should be listed as possible side effects of the vaccine. As we communicated last week, we convened an ad hoc expert group composed of experts from a range of medical specialities, including hematologists, neurologists, epidemiologists, and virologists. Based on the current available evidence, specific risk factors such as age, gender, or previous medical history of clotting disorders have not been able to be confirmed, as the rare events are seen in all ages and in men and women. A plausible explanation for these rare side events is an immune response to the vaccine, leading to a condition similar to one seen sometimes in patients treated with heparin. It's called heparin-induced thrombocytopenia. And Dr. Strauss will give us more details from the assessment. EMA is working very closely with the national competent authorities in all the EU member states and the company to make sure that these risks are proactively communicated to healthcare professionals. It's important that both vaccinated people and healthcare professionals are aware of the signs and symptoms of these unusual blood clotting disorders so that they can be spotted quickly to minimise any possible risks. We will continue to monitor the scientific evidence available on both effectiveness and safety of all the authorised COVID-19 vaccines, and we will issue further recommendations if necessary on the grounds of science and robust evidence. This case clearly demonstrates one of the challenges posed by large-scale vaccination campaigns. When millions of people receive these vaccines, very rare events can occur that were not identified during the clinical trials. The role of pharmacovigilance, the monitoring of these side effects, is to help us to rapidly detect and analyse these risks and their impact on the benefit-risk profile of the vaccine. This case also shows us that our pharmacovigilance system is working. These very rare and unusual events have been picked up, identified, analysed, and have allowed us to come to science-based recommendations to allow the safe and effective use of this vaccine. EMA's scientific assessment will continue to work on all recommendations around this vaccine. Any national decision on the optimal use in vaccination campaigns will also take into account the pandemic situation in any individual country and other factors such as hospitalisation and availability of vaccines.
I'm still concerned.
So thank you very much for joining us today, and I'm now very pleased to hand over to the chair of our Pharmacovigilance and Risk Assessment Committee, Dr. Sabina Strauss.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cook, and good afternoon. Over the past few weeks, the Pharmacovigilance Risk Assessment Committee, PRAC, that I chair, has analysed reports of blood clots in people who received the COVID-19 vaccine, AstraZeneca. As Ms. Cook said, the PROC has confirmed that overall the benefits of the vaccine from AstraZeneca in preventing COVID-19 are well established and the risks are very rare. The PROC has conducted a very thorough review of the reports of rare and unusual blood clotting events in combination with low blood platelets, with the help of an ad hoc expert group that looked at the data in great detail.
I've not even had the
The
AstraZeneca
committee has carried
vaccine
out
yet.
a detailed review of the 62 cases of cerebral venous
I don't know what's
sinus
going on with
thrombosis
that, but it's not
and
working
24
properly. Get rid
cases
of
of
that.
splanchnic vein thrombosis in the European Union Drug Safety Database, EudraVigilance. As of March 22, and 18 of these cases were
So
fatal.
I've no idea.
The cases came
I'm not
mainly
convinced
from
at
reporting
all
systems
about having the
of the
vaccine.
European Economic Area and the UK. I can provide you also with more recent figures. As of April 4, 2021, the EU Drug Safety Database had received a total of 169 cases of CVST and 53 of splanchnic vein thrombosis. And at that moment, 34 million people were vaccinated in the European Economic Area and the UK. The more recent data did not change any of the PROC recommendations. After extensive discussions within the committee and taking into account the findings of the expert group, our conclusion is that these clotting disorders are very rare side effects of the vaccine. This conclusion is based on the detailed clinical, mechanistic, and epidemiological assessments, including a distinct clinical pattern, immunological findings, and observation of more reported cases than would be expected from the background rates of these unusual conditions. The currently available data did not allow us to identify a definite cause for these complications. However, plausible explanations have been put forward, including an immune response that leads to a condition that seems similar to an atypical heparin-induced thrombocytopenia hit.
We're going to leave that conference in Amsterdam there for a moment, just to update you with some lines that we're getting as to what we can expect to be hearing.
So, yeah, that's what I kept saying right from the beginning, was these vaccines are all well and good, but we need to see what the long-term effects are, and the short-term effects of blood clots that are killing, okay, not many people, I admit, and more people die from COVID than have died from this. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? Like I said the other night, it's one of them things, isn't it, where I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I want a vaccine that's been tested for a long while. Let's get rid of that. I want a vaccine that's been tested for a long while. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I want a vaccine that's been tested for a long while. And I'm not convinced about these ones because they are, well, they're pretty much brand new, aren't they? So I don't know. I don't know, it's just confusing. Why is the internet not working? Oh, you're back. Hello, Carly. We're having major issues at the moment with the internet. Waiting now for JVT to come on and say his bit, because he can use analogies that I understand, and I like that. I like a good analogy. And then when he's finished, I'll edit another video. I'm slightly worried in respect of things not going well. How's it going, Carl? Carl? Well, it's going. And hi, John. It's all a bit of a ache at the minute, isn't it? Everything, including my internet, which keeps failing me. Right, I'm waiting for JVT to come on. Because we like JVT. Let's go. Can't find any. Oh right, it's on the Sun. He's actually doing it now. Is he? Oh, the event has not yet started. Right, okay then, so we're waiting for JVT to come out. To be fair, he's probably watching the European one. Have we got a tan? Look at that, that arm looks tanned. I've restarted it twice.